Claude found the meta ads bloat that it was killing performance. You wouldn't believe what I'm about to do here, but this is the reset method. I did this 3 years ago and it still applies today. What Claude and the Meta MCP connection told me to do, I have actually done this before, so I already know how good it is and how well it can work. I used to call this the reset method. Let's go ahead and look at what Claude told us. Basically, it said there's a significant amount of bloat from old tests that could be contributing to the auction overlap flagged earlier. Now, this is very controversial. A lot of people say that there's not really a thing of audience and auction overlap anymore, but it really depends on the actual market and who your ads are getting served to. Because when you understand how the meta auction works, you can really start to change the way that your ad account performs. And the biggest one is there's 3 factors, right? And I'm going to even ask Claude here what they are, just to see if it knows. Do you know what Meta's ad algorithm is? There's 3 factors. Do you actually know the formula? It was on their docs on their website many years ago. Now I'm just asked it, do you know what Meta ad algorithm is? Here we go. It has this. So it's total value, right? I used to do a training on this back in 2019, 2020. So it's bid times the estimated action rate times, it used to be plus ad quality, not times. And bid is just how much you're willing to pay. Most people do automatic. I do depending on the ad account and depending on the scenario. Quite often for pay per lead or performance-based models, I will generally do bidding. But yeah, there's a huge controversy around it all. So Meta's prediction of how likely a specific person will take the action you're promising for whatever goal it is, right? So the estimated action rate happens when you publish your ad on every single ad account. And what it's going to do is, depending on the conversion objective that you picked, probably leads or probably sales, it is going to look at the historical data of your ad account. Now, that historical data is going to look at the click-through rate to conversion rate and use that historical as what it's going to give you as that estimated action rate when your ad enters the auction. So if you've got a brand new ad account, obviously you're going to have no data here, and it's just going to use some kind of standard metric or benchmark, I should say. And if you've had a lot of campaigns, then what it's going to do is it's going to affect that a lot. So this is where the reset method actually comes in here, because it is based on the estimated action rate, right? The other biggest thing is ad quality. Now, this is what we're about to do with the reset method, is not going to affect ad quality. Ad quality is just conversion rate, quality, engagement, and the ad quality itself, basically. I'm pretty sure that's what it says here. A score derived from feedback signals, positive engagement, but also negative signals like people hiding the ad reporting. It is low quality, and yeah. So here is your conversion as well, like how well that current ad is performing. So just not just the estimated action rate. So there are 3 factors that play into this. And I did ask it, just so you're aware, I did ask it about this earlier, and it said one ad of mine has a really low CPL, but Meta is flagging it as, what are they flagging it as? Low quality perception is the diagnosis. And we can have a look at this through the 3 engagement ranking scores, right? So that's what we can do. All right, so over here on this ad account, it's only got 13,000 in spend, and it's pay per lead model. So this works for any industry. I've done this for digital products as well. What we need to be thinking about is, now that we know the ad algorithm, we need to do one thing first. You're probably going to want to do one thing first. I'm going to shrink the width of this, and we're going to go to this. You're going to select campaigns, and you're probably going to go export as a CSV. Then I'm going to click on add sets. I'm going to export as CSV. You can do XLS, but a lot of the AIs and stuff like alright, and we're going to download the ads as well, and thank you to Chrome for showing me that. Alright, there we go. So I've done campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Now I do like to go a little bit further here, and I've got ad reports broken down to the headlines, right? And if I scroll, whoops, I'm just showing my software at the same time. If I go to up the top here, just above this is an export. I'm not going to show it because it's going to show all the ad account detail and like IDs and stuff, and I cannot be bothered trying to hide it all. All right, so I'm going to export for that report. I've got one for copy. I'm going to export. Then I should have one for creative. My software does this anyway now, which is really cool anyway, and visually looks much nicer, and you don't have to spend all this time. Okay, so we've exported those. So basically these are just if you're using multiple assets in an ad. So think dynamic creative or flex, or whatever it is, we can add multiple headlines, multiple creatives and whatnot. It's just another way of visually seeing it. Okay, now I'm going to remove this little recorder that just transcribed voice to text and also creates tasks for me. It's actually one of my other software. Okay, now we have our ads. Now we could do it and go through and delete. Oh, there's only 400 ads, right? So there are a number of different ways of doing this. You could go through and delete all the ads that are obviously no longer running and remove any that are out of KPI. So any that have high CPL, high purchase, if you're doing e-commerce or digital products, high link clicks. Now, if you want to get access to my software that helps you map out your creative messaging, it actually does the creative messaging or the creatives for you with Higgsfield AI MCP or Magnific MCP. It does deep research with Sona and Reddit. It has agents as well, and you can chat to these on Slack. I'm still working on that component, but you can with Telegram. That is all working. We have various connections here, but there's organizations, skills, routines, a whole lot more, and very soon these agents will be able to do these other things that I'm about to talk to you about just now. So one of them is, and I know basically nearly everybody in this industry seems to do this one thing, and that is leaving stuff on, right? So really I should be going through and turning off this campaign, and then really what I should also do is be turning off all the ad sets inside of all these inactive campaigns, right? So I could just check this, reverse that, click up here and click on filter selected rows. So I'm going to, and then go from here. I'm actually doing something pretty crazy with this ad account too. So the client only wants to get leads, like bulk leads, between certain time frame during the day, Monday to Friday. So I've got some crazy automated bidding rules set up, automated rules for automated bidding or manual bidding, but automated, to be able to run during that time. So don't forget to follow, subscribe to the channel to get instant notifications on new videos like this, and I might drop the outcome of that very soon. That'd be a nice little funny case study. Okay, so a lot of these ads, you can see them like $30 here, 16 here, 5, 4, 2, and so on, right? Okay, so there is heaps. Now you can see one thing that should be done is just going through, and could just toggle all these, hey, turning them all off, right? So that would be a 1. Now You can see here 62 to delete. That's way out of KPI. So it's 52. All right. Whoop. My computer goes really slow when I record sometimes. It's insanely frustrating. Okay, page likes. I'm going to kill that because that was just to get some people liking the page because it was a brand new company and it's not great starting with 0. It's a little hack that I do. I quite regularly do it too. All right, if I go through, I'm going to kill all these. Now, the other thing I could be doing is just going through and deleting, right? Really, that's about it. So we could set up some filters. That's going to be the quickest and easiest way. So let's set up one where let's go ahead with, let's just go a lead. And cost per lead. Cost per lead should be one. There we go. Cost per, we could go with cost per result. Per lead. Are you kidding me? Okay. I'm just going to go with the result. Cost per result is greater than, I'm going to go with 20 bucks, not 200, just 20 bucks. And that's going to get rid of all the ad sets that are under 20 bucks, right? And we can see them here. There's quite a few. And so specifically these 3 here that are on, it will confuse Meta because when it looks at the historical action rate, not only are they still on, so it could feel like your motive and an intention is to turn the campaign back on. Obviously, it's key here that we do have the campaign off. But if I was to go through and turn them off, it is going to help a bit more. Now, I prefer to just, they're all 20. I'm just going to select them all and delete them. All right, so select all here. And we are going to click this and it's moved over here. Now let's delete them. So what do we need to do? Type 91. And goodbye. Gone. That'll delete the ads inside of them as well. Now, we could go through and delete the campaigns as well, which is what I would recommend doing. So if we go back to here, basically all these campaigns are off. What I will do though is I will go through and just leave the ones that performed really well because that's going to have that good historical data. And the ones that aren't, we're going to leave as is. So there we go. So what did we do? We looked at why we need to do this, and that is because of the ad auction, right? Looking at boosting our total value score in our account. The next thing we looked at was exporting the campaign, the ad set, and the ad data. And then we looked at going to our reports and exporting the different breakdowns that we have. Now, if you're wondering how we got these breakdowns, you go to the breakdown tab here on the right, and then you scroll down to wherever it is where it's the dynamic creative and it's like headline. So you create one that's headline. You can create another report that's the primary text or body text, whatever they will decide to call it. Seems to change all the time. And then the creatives, right? And then once you've exported them and they've all downloaded, then all you got to do is start deleting. Put some filters in place like we did, and where mine was well above the CPL. For you, it could be CPA, cost per purchase, whatever it may be, and go from there, right? All right, so that is the reset method. I can't guarantee that it's going to work all the time, but it has helped on quite a few occasions.